Have you ever stopped to think that your 20s could be the decade that decides whether you reach financial freedom or spend the rest of your life chasing money? Most people believe that getting rich is something for after 30, when life is more settled. But here's the harsh truth. If you wait too long, you arrive too late. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in history, began building his fortune in his early 20s. And it wasn't luck. It was simple, consistent, powerful decisions. If you're between 20 and 30, this video is both a warning and an opportunity. What you do with your money today can multiply in ways most people can't even imagine. If you've ever thought about investing, starting a business, or simply stopping the cycle of spending without thinking, stay with me until the end. Because small actions now can give you something no one can take away: freedom. Picture a 23-year-old lying on the couch, scrolling through social media, thinking, "I've still got time to worry about money. Right now, I just want to enjoy life." That mindset, while popular, is one of the most expensive you can have. Warren Buffett started hustling as a teen, selling gum and Coca-Cola door to door. But it's not just about starting early. It's about realizing that every choice you make in this stage of life compounds over time. Investing $100 at 20 is like planting a seed that could grow into a forest, thanks to the power of compound interest. But if you delay that planting, you simply don't harvest. The difference between building wealth and struggling forever isn't about how much you make. It's about starting with what you have and letting time do the heavy lifting. Because time is the one resource you can never get back. Now maybe you're thinking, "But I don't make enough money to invest." And that's exactly where most people go wrong. The secret isn't how much you earn, it's what you do with what you earn. Buffett has a famous rule. Rule number 1, never lose money. And you know how most people lose it? Impulse spending, no planning, thinking they'll fix it later. But later becomes a cycle of debt, stress, and the constant feeling of falling behind. Your 20s are powerful because you have time on your side, fewer responsibilities, and the chance to build a solid foundation, even with little. It's not about the amount, it's about the habit. If you can train yourself to invest $50 a month now, consistently, you're building the millionaire mindset that'll multiply that money down the road. One of Buffett's most underrated pieces of advice is invest in yourself. And no, that's not just some motivational quote. It's a real strategy. Developing your skills, improving how you communicate, learning to handle pressure, those are the things that make you more valuable in the world. And value is what increases your income. When you invest in knowledge, you start seeing opportunities where others only see problems. Most people only figure that out in their 30s, after they're buried in bills and stuck in jobs they hate. But you can get ahead. You can use the years most people waste to create an edge. While they're still trying to understand the rules of the game, you could already be 3 moves ahead. Now think about this. How many people do you know who say, "Man, if only I had started earlier"? That kind of regret is expensive. But the good news is, you don't have to be a genius, born rich, or insanely lucky. You just have to decide. Buffett took decades to build the fortune he has now. He started small, made mistakes, learned, reinvested, and stayed in the game. And that's something anyone can do, including you. When you start early, you fail faster, you learn quicker, and you grow way more than someone waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Because every day without a conscious decision is a day lost in the journey toward financial freedom. And speaking of freedom, being rich isn't just about having a pile of money. It's about having choices. It's the power to say yes to what matters and no to what holds you back. It's waking up and knowing you're not just paying bills, you're building something that reflects who you are. That all starts with simple decisions, cutting pointless spending, building an emergency fund, learning a new skill, swapping some scroll time for growth time. These invisible habits are what create visible results. A lot of people underestimate the power of a small habit, but your future is just the sum of the habits you repeat every single day. Do you want to stay stuck in the paycheck-to-paycheck loop? Or do you want to see your money working for you, creating peace, security, and real options? If you're still here, it's because deep down you know you deserve more. So now the choice is yours. Will this video be just another one you watch, or will it become the turning point in your story? Remember, Buffett didn't get rich overnight. He got rich because he planted early and took care of what he planted. And you can do the same. Start small, start messy, but start. If this video sparks something in you, drop a like. It helps YouTube show it to more people who want to change their lives. And if you want more videos like this, straight to the point, filled with truth about money, mindset, and freedom, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. This isn't just content, this is transformation. Because you weren't born to survive, you were born to thrive. And this is just the beginning. Picture yourself standing in front of two doors. One leads to an easy path filled with instant pleasures like vacations, parties, and impulse shopping. The other is narrow, harder, and demands sacrifice. But at the end of it, a level of freedom few ever experience. Most people choose the first door, not because they're stupid, but because they lack vision. Instant comfort is addictive. It's way easier to buy now than to invest and wait years for results. But here's the brutal truth. Every easy choice today creates a harder tomorrow. Warren Buffett knew that. He turned down countless invitations to enjoy life while his friends partied because he knew that saying no now meant saying yes to a wealthy, abundant future. That's the invisible game of success. Resist the now, dominate the later. And the question is, how many times have you traded your future for a short-term thrill? One thing Buffett mastered early on was taking emotion out of financial decisions. He knew that the human brain is great at dreaming, but terrible at sticking to discipline. That's why he built systems that worked automatically. When you automate your finances, like setting up an auto transfer to investments every month, you remove temptation from the equation. Doesn't matter if the month was tough or if you saw something shiny in a store, your money already went to work. Discipline doesn't have to be painful when it becomes a habit. And the more you automate smart financial behavior, the less you rely on motivation to stay consistent. Buffett always paid himself first, investing before spending. That's not restriction, that's freedom. Because real freedom is when doing the right thing doesn't require willpower, it's just part of the system. Now here's one of the most powerful and underrated truths. Value comes before money. Warren Buffett didn't get rich by chasing money. He got rich by delivering value, real value, consistent value, value that solved problems and made lives better. And here's the secret. The more problems you solve, the more money you attract. That applies to any field. Whether you're a designer, developer, barber, or teacher, the more value you deliver, the more essential you become. And the more essential you are, the more you can charge. Most people spend their 20s trying to look rich. The ones who win, they focus on becoming valuable. They study, they practice, they improve, they fail and try again. Because they know money is a side effect, not the goal. And when the value you bring to the world is greater than what you ask in return, the money follows in a big way. Buffett learned that early, and you still have time to learn it too. Value before luxury, skill before image, foundation before show. That's the key.